had a couple thoughts about your interaction with your doctor. And in my course of my 44 months on Cancer Mountain, I've met a lot of doctors. And I've gotten a lot of advice from many doctors. And some of the best advice I got came from a very now good friend. He's like my medical consigliere. And he told me once that your doctor wants the honest appraisal from you about what's going on. To paraphrase, he said, don't feel like you're being scored, like you're at school and you're gunning for a good report card. Think of yourself more like a witness at a crime scene. They want the gory detail of what's going on with you. They're doctors. And believe me, they appreciate your honesty. It is what gives them what they need to prescribe the right solutions for you and the right treatment path for you. So don't hold back and don't go into the interaction with your doctor thinking he's going to be or she's going to be impressed by your story about how great you're doing. That's not what that interaction and that meeting is all about. Those meetings are about a real honest interaction and appraisal of what's happening with your health and how they can help. So let them help. Be super honest. Big piece of advice. As you go into fighting cancer, let's just say you've been told you've got a life-threatening cancer and you're going to have to start on treatment. What big pieces of advice would I pass along as somebody who's kind of been on the path ahead of you? I will say you need to get ready for a long journey. You have a vision of how long this will be. You'll get advice from your doctors about how long this will be. And I'd say that whenever I've looked at my own vision and then I've looked at the reality of what we've been through, the reality is filled with more ups and downs, and it's a longer timeline than the vision that was initially laid out. So get ready for a long journey, and with that in mind, become a project manager or put someone who is capable of helping you manage this challenge like a project manager. So you need to really track from day one what's going on, who's involved, what your goals are, how the treatment plan is shaped, what are the expectations of you and your family. I can't stress that enough. There are so many things that come at you so fast, and so many new people, and so many new terms, and so many new challenges that come at you. If you can break this down, get your list making tools out, get your calendar out, and get that person to ride sidecar with you, whether that's a friend or a spouse, a sibling. You can't do this alone. I've had the unique benefit of some business background in terms of managing projects, and I've had a cancer that's allowed me to keep my head in the game. Other cancer patients aren't so fortunate, and my heart goes out to you if you're one of those people. That said, when you're initially diagnosed, take advantage of that time that you do have to really build a rapport with someone that will be your right hand to go through the interactions with the hospitals and the doctors and the treatment centers and the support groups with you. It's really, really key. And I will say that sadly, there are so many cancer patients out there that you do need to be your own advocate, and you do need to make sure you're on everything that the doctors and the nurses tell you to do, from following up on appointment scheduling, to taking the right medicines, to showing up at the right time, to recognizing that you might have to show up an hour or two early for an appointment time, to do prep work. All those different things are huge to manage, and you need a system, and you need a partner. And I know that once the treatment started for me, I think I did a really good job of managing this, and have continued to manage it. But I would be nowhere without my wife and my daughter and my friends around me who have jumped in to help me with this. And keep in mind, once the treatment starts, there is a high likelihood that you're not going to be as sharp as you might have been in the beginning of the process. So the drugs and the treatment and everything and the fatigue can take a toll on you. So you might not be the sharp intellect at the, various milestones that you have to go through on this journey. And it's really, really critical to have someone that can help you navigate the ups and the downs and the duration of the time off. So bring someone in to help you, look for help. It's all around you. You just need to ask. I just want to add a couple things about support services that are available to cancer patients. And I know unique in that I have access to UCSF, which is just unbelievable in terms of the level of expertise, the level of resources and tools that they have available to treat patients, both in Mission Bay and at the Parnassus facility. And beyond what you go through with just the treatment protocols, in my case surgery, chemo, radiation, and now the immunotherapy, there is a wide range of things available to patients that can really help you out. I think in most cases, patients are assigned a social worker. It's not the social worker that you might think of, in the outside community, but this is more someone to help you figure out what's available within the UCSF network that can help you as a patient. And I know early on in our process we were zooming into some diet classes that UCSF was running for cancer patients, because as you know, you pretty much have to change your diet up once you're diagnosed. And we were just astounded by the level of services that are available. It takes a lot to navigate to figure out what it is you need and what they might have that could fit the bill. But make no mistake, there's a wide menu, long menu of services that are available to you. And it's incumbent on you to figure out what you need, what you want. But the social worker at the hospital can help you navigate. And then once you're in those support groups, they can network you with other cancer patients who are part of the group, and other support groups that they work with in the community. So, there's a ton of help out there. And I think it's really important to note that once you're in this, it's like you're in a whole new world. And there are all sorts of people at all levels to help you out. Hey, this question just came in. How do you not be angry or resentful about being sick or getting cancer? And in my case, it's just I've never really allowed that to come into the picture, because hey, I'm an older guy. I can give you probably 6 to 12 reasons why I'm sitting in this chair, stuck in the city, waiting out the shot clock on an agreement I made with the hospital to make sure my experimental treatment is set the way it should be before I can go back to my life up the road. But I can look at myself and I can be honest about some of the things I did and didn't do that put me here. And one of them was I denied my own health challenges. I was in denial about alarms that were going off in my body, and I didn't talk to the doctor. I didn't make the appointment. I kept pushing the appointments off. I was told by a doctor twice to go get the colonoscopy when I hit the right age. I didn't do that. So, my family is quick to say, do not blame yourself. Okay, blame is a strong word, but I can say I'm accountable. I'm accountable for the way I handled myself. I'm accountable for the way I took care or did not take care of my body. And for my friends in the business community, I joke, I was in sales. I used to stop at all the important sales road signs. That was STOP, that was BBQ, that was BE, it's a two E's, BEER. I could read it when I was driving, I could see. But anyway, the point is, like, I lived a full life, and I've had ups and downs with my health, and as I got older, I found every reason in the book not to go to the doctor on a solid schedule, and to work out a good health schedule with my doctor that we would both be accountable to. That's so important, and I think that's something that keeps me from being angry or resentful. I can look at my own behavior and say, this is why, and it's maybe my way of looking at it. It may not be right for everybody, but I can tell you, as someone that walks in and out of UCSF Hospital under his own power after 50 rounds of chemo, 4 surgeries, 25 rounds of radiation, I turn and look at the building every time I do that, and I thank God that I'm in the position I'm in, and I'm grateful. I'm just filled with gratitude. I'm not anger, but gratitude that there are experts around me who've been able to care for me, and it breaks my heart to know that there are people in that building that aren't coming out, and there are young people going in at volumes that will stagger you, and I've seen it over 3 or 4 years now. I will never let any resentment or anger get in my head, because I look at myself as the most fortunate person you're ever going to run across in this community. I can explain why I'm here, and I can tell you why I'm fortunate. So it's really important to recognize that you should be grateful for what you have. Someone out there always has it worse. So now I get to tell you about my team. If you look at the blog, if you look at everything I have done, I always reference Team Crafty. I have a very big family, and strangely, I'm the only one that they call Crafty. So that's why I have a middle-aged guy nicknamed Crafty. That's part one. Part two is I got diagnosed with cancer, and I realized I was going to need help. And I was told it was a serious diagnosis, that there were no guarantees, stage 4 diagnosis, going to be a rough treatment path, and again, no guarantees. So I decided that I needed to build a team, bring some support in around me, and I thought, let's call it Team Crafty. So from the first days of this process, and trek, if you will, we started Team Crafty, and on the day I was diagnosed, I already had a fundraiser for the Conquer Cancer Foundation that was going to bring Team Crafty together for a bike ride. After I got through all the surgery, I planned to get back out on the bike. We did that. I'm so proud today to look back and see all the different things that we did, and how big Team Crafty has become over the course of time. We had some t-shirts made. We shipped those out within a week or two of my diagnosis, and we called in our friends and family and acquaintances from all around the world. And I encourage you to do the same. People respond in amazing ways, and they will carry you and lift you through this process. I guarantee it, just like they did for me. And I would be nowhere without the team. And they will carry you through the dark hours. They'll carry you through the happy hours. They'll carry you every hour of the day. You will get so much back from everybody that you invite in, with your honesty and your sincerity about how serious the situation is that you're up against. I know that people look at this and say, oh, must be the worst thing that's ever happened to you. And I almost take a counter position and think it's actually the most alive I've ever felt and the most loved I've ever felt. So if you can push through your fear of asking other people for help, you'll be amazed at the humanity that comes back at you and the way people respond. And I say it, Team Crafty and my family, friends, co-workers, acquaintances, all our supporters, fellow cancer patients, our incredible healthcare heroes, they make me the most fortunate, most grateful cancer fighter you're ever going to meet. And I am forever humbled by everything that they've delivered to me and my family. We're forever grateful. And my message to you is, if you crash land on Cancer Mountain, start your team. From the minute you wake up with a clear head, I will say that without question there's a disorientation that happens, but once you get your head about you, start building your team, and big is better. Go for it.